A winter storm taking aim at the Lone Star State. Extreme cold, ice, and freezing rain all on the table.
Travel could be dangerous. Roads being treated right now, and we're helping you if you have to head out in icy conditions.
And you need to prepare now. Get your homes ready. The items you need to check off that list now. And much of the state preparing for this storm.
Right now, a disaster declaration has been issued for 134 Texas counties. ERCOT says it is not anticipating grid issues. As for the roads, TxDOT has 5,000 vehicles ready to go and working right now. The National Guard activated for rescues, food, and water delivery. Warming centers are open across the state, including dozens in our area. The bottom line, officials say be home by 9 p.m. Saturday and prepare now.
You need to be prepared to make sure that your home, your office, your children, your pets, all that kind of stuff, you have answers and solutions to be able to address all those kinds of things.
From the roads to your home and the action being taken right now, our teams are covering it all.
But first, we want to get right to meteorologist Chris Ramirez. Chris, new models just came out. Has anything changed in the last few hours?
Yes, we're now just finally getting a better picture and into our short-term weather model within the next 48 hours. So as we look at the future track model, we're taking it into Saturday. We're still going to be above freezing at least through Saturday morning. That's when that rain will be happening, and we will see those temperatures start falling through the day with the arrival of that cold front. We might see some more of those heavy downpours, but temps are still going to be falling through much of Saturday. I think Saturday, for the most part, will be in the clear in terms of most of that ice accumulation. That's when we head into Saturday night into the early hours of Sunday is when we are expected to get another swath of precipitation. And this is when we're really going to have to keep an eye on the precipitation, especially as we head into Saturday night into Sunday morning, because that's when we could start seeing our northern counties start switching over to that freezing rain. And that could cause some of that ice accumulation as we head into early hours of Sunday morning when temperatures are about to drop to about freezing. That's when we could see more of that freezing rain moving through the Houston area, especially in the overnight hours. So it's very well likely that we could be waking up Sunday with more of that ice accumulation, especially as we get closer towards 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. And then most of the precipitation out of the picture as by the late morning hours, but we will see those temps still plummet into the 20s. Much of Texas under the gun for this winter storm. Much of an ice impact for central and southeast Texas. Even North Texas expected to see more of that ice accumulations. So the KHOU 11 weather team issuing that weather impact alert for Saturday evening through Monday, as we could expect ice and a hard freeze. Hard freeze meaning that we could see several hours of temperatures below freezing here across the Houston area. So the need for right now is to winterize those homes and make the necessary preparations as we head into today. Tomorrow we have at least a good 24 to 48 hours before we start seeing these cooler temperatures. It's Saturday when we're going to start seeing those temps fall. National Weather Service already issuing that winter storm watch for much of southeast Texas, as light to moderate icing is possible. Power outages are also possible, likely because of ice accumulation on power lines. Also, we're keeping an eye on the extreme cold watch with temperatures, feels like temps dropping into the teens in some locations, especially as we head into Monday morning. This is how cold it's going to feel like when you factor in those winds. So definitely we're tracking the latest. I'll have more on the timeline in my full weather forecast. Back to you.
Chris, thanks so much. Harris County officials in the last hour said they are ready to respond to whatever challenges this winter weather might bring this weekend.
Jason Miles live from Houston TransStar. That is where the County Emergency Operations Center is located. Jason, what do you have?
One big message from the county this afternoon: make all of your preparations by this time tomorrow, and come Saturday evening, be ready to hunker down if at all possible. Let's take you inside TransStar here. Judge Lena Hidalgo joined this afternoon by officials from various county entities as well as TxDOT and CenterPoint. At this point, Hidalgo says that power outages are not a, quote, main concern, though preparing for possible disruptions, of course, highly encouraged. Meanwhile, many county assets have already been out applying de-icing solution to some roadways and bridges, including in Precinct 3 on the north side of the county. That's something that will be ongoing through the weekend. If ice or snow does accumulate, avoid driving if you can until conditions improve.
It is an incident that has the potential to be problematic, but I'm confident that we will do our very best, and we will really minimize the impacts to people in our community.
Right now, there's at least one warming center set to open on the county side on Saturday. That's at the Bayland Community Center in the Gulfton area, where friendly or well-behaved pets have been allowed in the past. Others are expected to open as well, in addition to any warming centers the city of Houston may be opening. Meantime, here at TransStar, they will activate the Emergency Operations Center on Saturday, and they will be in, if you will, a 24-hour mode for as long as needed. Reporting live, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
All right, Jason, thank you very much. The latest there from TransStar. The messaging from the city and emergency officials: stay at home, but the reality is that is not possible for everybody.
Yeah, Katia Winfrey spoke to AAA Texas and joins us to share some tips to stay safe in those icy conditions.
Ideally, you would want to stay home when the weather takes a turn. And even if you have confidence in yourself, you have to factor in other drivers and black ice. That's the ice you cannot see. The rubber doesn't always meet the road when it's covered in ice, and Southeast Texas is expected to see it in the coming days. So drivers are reminded to beware.
Slow down. You absolutely cannot drive like we normally do in Houston when it's, sunny and in the 70s outside.
Doug Shoup is the spokesperson for AAA Texas and says thousands of accidents are caused every year in wintry conditions. Even small amounts can be catastrophic.
So increase your following distances between your vehicle and other vehicles to 8 to 10 seconds. By allowing that extra distance, that gives you more time to stop.
For people who have to work or check on loved ones, staying home is impossible. So it's important to remember those hot spots for ice: bridges, overpasses, shaded areas, and rural roads.
Getting out of the skidding situation, you don't want to overcorrect because that could cause you to lose control. You want to continue to stay calm, look and steer where you want that car to go.
When the weather takes a turn, jackknife tractor trailers are common. Shoup says since they don't have the ability to stop quickly, other drivers getting over and not giving them space can create problems.
Spoke to some truck drivers and they said a good rule of thumb is don't get over until you can see them fully in your rearview mirror.
Exactly. Yep, that's a good piece of advice.
And for the people new to Texas who may have come here from colder climates, you have to remember Texas doesn't treat the roads the same way they would in a Michigan or a Pennsylvania. So you're encouraged to drive as if you're on a non-treated road. Reporting in Houston, Katia Winfrey, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, different things happen in different regions, and right now is the time to winterize your home. KHOU 11's Jalissa Garza met up with a local plumbing expert in the Heights for a step-by-step look at how to prep your home before the temperatures drop.
A lot of people wait until the night before a freeze to do anything, but plumbers say that can be too late. Here's what you need to know. With a winter storm watch and extreme cold possible this weekend, plumbers say the first place to start is outside your home.
If you have a hose that's connected to your hose spigot, you want to make sure to disconnect it because you don't want to leave it connected, because if it is dripping, that means it's collecting water. This is like an insulated bag that you can put over it and go ahead and tighten it down with a string. This is at your local hardware store.
And if stores are already picked over, Christian Lopez with John Moore Services says you can still get creative with items you may already have at home.
This is more of a DIY way. You can have a couple of towels, wrap it, but you want to get waterproof tape. Make sure to go ahead and wrap it with the towels and then get some waterproof tape, or get a plastic bag too. You can get a garbage bag.
Another critical step, knowing how to shut off your water if a pipe does freeze or burst.
But you want to know where your water shutoff's at if you have any issues inside the house, like a water pipe bursting or something like that. Here is the water meter where you would shut it off at.
And with temperatures expected to drop this weekend, experts are urging folks to prep now.
You don't want to wait to the last minute because everything sells out. You don't want to go ahead and order it online because you're not going to get it in time. So be preventative. Think of it ahead of time so that you can go ahead and get it done.
Experts say the big takeaway is to start early, and don't forget about those outdoor pipes and faucets. Of course, you can head to KHOU.com for the latest when it comes to the forecast and more tips to help you prepare before the weather comes. Reporting in the Heights, Jalissa Garza, KHOU 11 News.